Hi all. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Mark Reacts. Here's another Memo video. It's been a little teeny bit of a while since I posted one, but yeah, I'm up for doing another Memo video, something a bit more different this time. Hopefully something a bit more thought-provoking, possibly. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a look at the first memo. Okay, here we go. So it says, you are not born a Christian, Jew, or a Muslim, a Republican or a Democrat, a capitalist, socialist or communist. You are born a human being, live and fight for humanity. I mean, yeah, I suppose when you think about that, it's pretty true, and it's my opinion, obviously. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. The great Bob Marley said that. We all get conditioned, I suppose, without realising it, from schools, governments, TV propaganda, lots of different things condition us, but, to do this and to fight as this part of a human, I'm white, I'm this, or whatever, I don't want to be too, but, we stick labels on ourselves, let's just say, and we fight for those labels and stuff like that, and because we're conditioned to, because, what is it they say? Divided we fall, isn't it? Like divided, if you divide us, we fall. Together, we stand. So, there's some people with agendas. It's just, I'm sure you can probably work that out for yourself if you're using your own mind. Which I'm sure, I don't want to be horrible to them. I'm sure lots of people are. Who benefits from that? From people fighting amongst themselves and saying I'm this and I'm that and all these labels and stuff which we put on each other. When at the end of the day, we're all just human beings. We're all human beings trying to survive. And have better lives for ourselves and bring our family and all this sort of stuff and that, and we're human. What can you say if someone says, if you say to someone, well, I'm human, they say, well, I'm human as well. Well, where's the conflict in that? Because that's really what we are. Sticks 9 vials of blood there with all different so-called, Chinese, Arabic, Moroccan, blah blah blah, or whatever, and then try and pick out who's who. You can't, because it's just human blood. The only way you're picking out differences is because the labels that are being installed. And you're being given these labels and you're fighting for them without realising. It's only when you come out of that box you think, hang on a minute, this is crazy. Look at all the problems, all these labels that I've just read out. Of course, I'm not going to say no more, but I'm sure there's lots of people that think the way I do, and lots of people I don't. But please, give me your comments and give me your opinion. But that's my opinion anyway on that one. So yeah, absolutely, human beings fight for humanity, 100%. I've got a little mouse there, which is sorting out, hopefully, my problem with my computer. I hope. Anyway, so far it's okay. So here we go. Here's another one. By the end of 2021, Big Pharma, let's just say to keep this video safe, I think we can see what we're on about, will be worth £6.10 billion, making them more wealthy than a bank. Pharma spends more than 19%, more money on marketing than it does on research. I mean, I think this is an old one, because I think now it's trillions, and you think to yourself, hang on a minute, they've got trillions, and just, you do this yourself, don't let me, but you look at all the people that are ill or dependent on this and that and this and that, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, there's something wrong here. Why is everybody walking around taking all these tablets and all these things and stuff? No one's ever better. I look around, past family members, people, and they say, well, I'm on this, this has got a block, this has got a block that. I think personally, and this is my opinion again, I want yours as well, it's just a business model. I'm not saying this isn't okay in an emergency. We all, would say that in an emergency, I give them credit for emergencies, yeah, when you need stuff. But in general, for keeping yourself healthy, in nature we trust, and we always should do, and we have done for hundreds of thousands of years before these people come along, that we call this entity. But that's my opinion, I want your opinion as well. Hit me in the comments, please do. Like and subscribe if you like the content as well. And let's get on with the next memo. Let's have a look. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch and do nothing. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I'm not a big fan of Einstein. I think there was a lot of things that he come out with that his wife was behind, so maybe he tried to take credit, but that's a bit irrelevant. But it's true, by you standing and watching, or anybody standing and watching something bad, in any context, whether it's abusing someone or or spitefulness or just general evil in it, badness in thingy. By you standing by and watching, you're condoning it. I mean, if you're able to, obviously everybody should intervene or have some complaint or have some sort of say in that to stop it. Whichever avenue of life you see it in. I think. So yeah, I mean, you mustn't stand by and watch bad things happen. Of course not, because it makes you just as complacent. If you do, if you're able to do something, then yeah, definitely do something. But I'm not going to waffle too much about that. Take a too long video. But give me your opinion. Maybe I got it slightly wrong or something, or you don't agree with anything I said. I don't know. Maybe you can't even see me properly. I don't know. No, hopefully you can. I'm joking. Anyway, these videos are raw. This is how I do them. So we got on to the next memo. I think I may have one more, which I might have chosen to have a look at. So I'm going there again. Got my new mouse. To stop all my glitches, hopefully. Let's have a look. No, we've got a bit of beeping. There we go. We've got the last memo. Give myself a round of applause. So anyway, let me see if I can read this one. So if I tell 10 people a truth, okay, and they repeat it to 10 people, who in turn tell 10 more people, that's 1,000 people who have heard my voice. If those 1,000 people tell another 10, who each tell another 10, that's 100,000 people without me even leaving my house. Social media, the key to the revolution. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is, but probably the critical thing I'd say about the truth is it's something you believe in, or you've researched and stuff. You can plant that seed within people and say, well, look, this is this, but it's down to them to accept it, to do their own further research or look at papers or studies, if they want to look at studies for whatever it is, or even truths about what's going, not just food or this farmer or anything, harm and stuff like that, but anything, you must go, oh my God, yeah, it's right. I've been told things and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm a little bit, just do some further research, but you have to, I think I'm saying we're doing research, you have to look at, I always say this, independent sources. You don't want to let people write their own homework. So, I'm not being critical of anybody, but the police often investigate themselves. Well, what's the point in that? You need to go elsewhere, or even harmer industry, they bring out their own literature and their own, and lots of these people are paid by them. And you think, oh, that's a good scientific thing. So I was wrong, but it's not. That's quite biased because it's done by their industry. So that's why I probably mentioned Green Med Info, because they're not associated with any of that. I mean, they might be selling a bit of natural, well, I don't think the guy sells natural health, but his science is there, and you look at Harmer stuff or natural foods or anything you want to look at, but not just there, look at elsewhere. As long as it's independent of the person that's producing the stuff or making money from it or got an agenda to push it forward, you look elsewhere, you find a complete opposite. Lots of science nowadays, and I'm not mentioning any industries, but some of them can't be replicated. You have to make sure you can replicate it 2 or 3 times, and especially away from the main people that are doing it, even natural health. Make sure you can go to another natural health and replicate a similar, I'm not just saying harmer that industry, but but I'm getting away from it. But yeah, it's true. You can influence a lot of people if you've done a bit of research and put stuff out, and people can connect with it and say, well, hang on, yeah, I've had that experience, X, Y, Z and stuff, and they have to accept it themselves. It's not just that you put it there and that's it, it's truth. It's got to be that some people look at it and they do their own research as well and say, oh, I agree with X, Y, Z, because it's about full research and accepting it in your mind. That is what's true. I've done a lot of my research from independent sources a lot of the times, and looking around for different things that some people call not credible, but you'll often find the people that say are not credible are frightened that their science isn't really credible, and they're trying to put you away from other people's science. That might probably make it better. From other people's science that is credible. So I'm just saying Green Med Info, look for your own stuff. Obviously there's lots of independent sites out there that don't have any affiliation with anything, and don't really have an agenda. Okay, there's natural health. This just pick on that one is people make a lot of money from that, but compared to Harmer, I'm on about like trillions and all the deaths and stuff. When for me, as far as I know and I've researched, natural food hasn't hurt anybody. You might get an upset tummy and stuff like that. There may be a few cases, I don't know. I might be completely But if there are, drop some and let me know. Anyway, I'm waffling on too much here, but yeah, social media is good. Yeah, definitely. Spend a lot of time on there. It's worth it as long as you're not getting shadow blocks and all that. But that's another. But if you think, I've had a lot of feedback from social media doing what we call independent research, and think for yourself. That's it. Anyway, this video is going to get too long, so yeah, that's the memo there, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and share it on social media if you want to, and please hit me with the comments and stuff. That'd be really appreciated. Okay, look after yourselves and look after everybody else if you can, and spread love, joy and happiness as always, and have a blessed rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Take care. Much love.